This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Jeff Gardner.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Today we have our good neighbor, Tara Javdani, on the show, and she runs Hive5 STEAM Center for kids. Tara, how are you today?
Hi, good, thank you. What about you?
I'm doing very well. I'm happy to have you on the show. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We love doing this kind of stuff. As I was talking to you before about it, getting educators out there, especially for the youth, for all ages, but especially for the youth, is really important to helping our young ones grow that character and that mentality. But I'd like to dive right into your story about your business. So if you can tell the audience about your business. What is it you do, Tara?
Okay, thank you, Jeff, for having me for this podcast. I think that we really need, the businesses need sometimes to talk about their businesses or the whatever, the people behind it. And it is a right place and right time. Yes, Hive5, as you know, it's a STEAM-based center in Newmarket. We are located in Newmarket, and it is we are after-school programs for the kids, school-age kids, and we are offering different programs like the classes, after-school program, camps, classes, workshops, and we are STEAM-based, hands-on STEAM-based. It means that everything is we are believing in learning in actions. So the kids come in to learn through the actions, and we are learning all of these concepts by based on STEAM. And do you want to go through more STEAMs or just?
Well, I was just about to ask you. So when you say a STEAM, what does that mean when they do when the school is based on a STEAM? What does that mean?
Okay, STEAM. The word STEAM means science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. They are the 5 core concepts that we believe that in future jobs, most of the jobs are related to these 5 concepts. So that from the very early ages, the kids really need to know about these concepts because in past they were like a different islands, this concept. But right now in modern educations, we are thinking that these concepts are related to each other, and we're trying to educate the new generations that learn this concept and try to be creative out of these 5 concepts. Most of the centers are STEM based, that the STEM doesn't have art. We added art because I personally think that it has a very crucial role in everybody's life, especially in future. So it is STEAM that art is one part of that. And as a STEAM center, we try to have all of these programs, but all of them action based.
Okay, so can you list can you break down the acronym again? So STEAM stands for what?
STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics.
Beautiful. Okay, yeah. I love it. Thank you for sharing that.
You can find any jobs out of this.
Yeah. I mean, if you can build up those skills, those are universal skills that'll take you all over the world.
Exactly.
So a little bit about you, Tara, as the audience is not only looking to find out more about your business, but you personally, so they can connect with you, get behind your cause, and see how it's valuable to them. So can you tell us a little bit about your journey? Like, how did you get into this? Why did you get into this? Building a business is tough. Building an education center is difficult. So how and why did you do it?
Yeah, exactly. It is my journey. Is the things that I really like to talk about this because I wasn't into that in this. I never see myself as a business owner of these centers. Never ever, even 10 years ago. So my background is a science, and I was a researcher for years at the university level. So I have 2 masters, and all of them in science. I have a master of biochemistry, and the second master in molecular biology. It was from the University of Montreal. And whenever I graduated from the University of Montreal, it was right at the same time my second child was born. I'm a mom of 2. So I was a kind of mom that's very following my kids' educations, the concepts. I try to be present in all the educationals, in if they have any meeting or at school or daycares, whatever. I was a kind of this mom that was curious about everything. So whenever my second child came, and I was at the university. I just graduated, and I wanted to back to the field of science and working in a lab, because I was a lab researcher for years before, and my experience was that in the molecular biology and genetics, and it was so complicated. Anyway, at the same time, I couldn't go. Whenever I get pregnant, I didn't have a chance to go because I needed time. Then I had a baby. I needed time to be with my baby, and this life balance, it was really challenging. I have a 6 years old and a baby, and then we moved to Toronto at the same time. My husband's still working in Montreal, and I should take care of them. So there was a gap between graduating and start over my back into the lab. And during this time, I was a freelance editor for a magazine. I had collaborations with one other organizations, and I do research at home. The concept of work from home from the researchers doesn't make sense, especially before pandemic. It was so weird, but I tried to just be connected, and I did mostly the researchers, and I have some articles that at that time I could publish. After a while, because the other passion that I like was art. I met one of my friends that both of us had a science background and art, and I was trying to back to the work. And at the same time, she said, "You have kids. You're into it. You open. You did lots of things for them. You with the friends when they are together. You did many fun things." And I, as a mom, I tried always to transfer my knowledge, whatever it was, to the kids. For example, my background is in nanotechnology. I remember that I have a book about the nanotechnology. I'm trying to teach my older daughter about that one. And it was interesting for me that a very elaborative and big concept, how can he explain these ones to the little ones? So whenever I talk with my friend, I said, okay, we both know arts and we both are in the science. Let's do some things for the kids. You have time and you're looking for some things. Let's have some workshop. So we gather some family friends and the kids at the same age and start doing a workshop with them at home. And then we rent a place, a birthday room in Newmarket, and ask 8 kids to come in. And I know at that time I knew my skill was photography, science. I was cooking because I like cooking, and I did and science for sure. So with this 4 concept, we're starting opening up these workshops unofficially, and we invite them. They come in, they pay us, and we could pay the rent of the rooms. I remember that it was just $50 per hour, and we were so happy that's not too much money. And we did photography, we did cooking. I remember we have a concept of the colors in the science. It was so good, and the kids were happy, and the parents said, "Oh, you did awesome. We never had this ones." And after that, me and my friend said, "Okay, maybe we can work on this." Why? And she said, "Why you're looking for some things in the morning, and I know that you don't want to put your kids in the after school program for a long time and be away, because I should work in downtown. I live in Newmarket." I said, "Okay, let's do some things in the afternoon." And we find a place, and we sublease a place month to month basis, and ask, okay, let's try it. Let's learn the kids art. Let's mix art with science, how it can, because we mixed a different concept together at that time. I know that the kids like, for example, to mixing the colors and make some things. I said, okay, it's a chromatography in science. It means chromatography. So why learn this concept through these ones? Let's put a napkin, and then the color will go, and they see these colors will separate this surprise. But it is the concept, and the science is so, and they use this concept in the science. And anyway, little by little, I go through the STEM concept and said, oh, okay, already there's some concepts, some scientists work on it, some educators and some education centers, they use it. Let's go through this one. And I educate myself, because as a researcher, the only skills that you're so good is research. And my business right now is that whenever I have anything, I know how to search about it, how to find the information that they need, and summarize it for me and learn it so fast. It was the skills that I learned. during my education. So it works. I go through them. It was good. Little by little, I learned from the kids. I transfer my knowledge to them, and then ask other people to join us. And Hive5 born in 2019 in this way.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful story. So if I got this right, you're a mom, you're a wife, you're a business owner, couple of master's degrees, scientist, researcher. You like art. Yes, and art. It's beautiful. I appreciate you sharing that. Something that I'm quite curious about is, can you tell us, me, the audience, if there's any myths or misconceptions that people think about when it comes to your business or your industry? Is there anything out there that people have in their head that they believe to be as true, but is maybe incorrect? Any misconceptions?
Yeah, for sure. First of all, I can say that about the businesses, whenever you have a business that with the kids, you have two clients, the parents and the kids. So one of them pay you, the other ones give the services. So I have technically two clients that I should satisfy them both. Whenever the kids come in, they're for the kids. I don't know, for the parents who have a kids, they know that they have many things around their minds. They're thinking differently and they live differently. So whenever they come in, it will take time to understand what is it, to make a friend, to feel comfortable. At the first time, they're just curious and then just scanning all around. And it takes a time for them to settle down, do activity and go. But the parents, the customers that pay me, they are looking for the very fast and immediate results. And they're not patient enough to give the kids time to go through the concept, to understand it, and then have a connection, make a connection with this one. It happened for me that after one day camp, the parents come in and ask you, for example, 6 years old, how was your day? She said, no, the program was so boring. Because at that day she couldn't find a friend, or the activity, she was shy and couldn't go through that and didn't touch even the items. But I think that education time is very important in education. The parents should be patient whenever they choose any programs for the kids, and the kids come in and said, no, I didn't like it. It wasn't good. Or vice versa. They comes and they find the friends, and friends that come in and they're so excited. They doesn't like robotic, but because of the friend is in this program, they said, yeah, I like it, but they can't have a result. But we should give the kids time and us time, because we need the time to go through the journey of the learning, and especially because we are hands-on learning, and we are all the time trying to keep the creativity of the kids. We are not going to copy paste. We are not looking for this concept. Our center's name was Creative Initiative Center, because the first concept that we are looking is to let the kids to create their own. We are not looking for copying each other. Whenever we have art classes or anything, so we said, okay, don't look at each other. Try to focus on whatever you want. It will take time. And the parents see the result. Maybe they take home, I don't know, a pottery that it's a rabbit, but it not look like a rabbit. And the reaction is really important at the same time. Okay, some of the parents say, okay, that's good, and they don't come back because they think that they can't have the result that they were looking for, even after 5 sessions. But it will take time. The parents should be patient and let the kids to try, and they should be sure that it is something here that they can use it in future.
Okay. So to summarize that real quick for the listeners, for the parents out there, I believe certainly that the best things in life are based on deferred gratification, not instant gratification. And that's basically the message you're putting out there. We're trying to help teach these kids. We're trying to help them mold it on their own, you said, as they take their own actions, and you guide them, give them the time they need, as helping educate anybody isn't done in a day. So I love that. Now I'm going to challenge you to be in a couple of quick sentences. What do you do for fun? Like maybe some bullet points, a couple of things that really resonate with you.
I do arts. I can, yes. I don't know. I have a group exhibitions, but I don't know. I can call myself an artist or not. But I'm art is it is right now a part of my business as well. But whenever I have a time, I do my art. My technique is oil and canvas. I'm doing, and I'm enjoying these ones. Even for me, I'm trying to be a creative. It is not easy as an adult to be creative and do, but I'm trying and I'm enjoying creating and arts. It's the
Beautiful.
passion.
So wonderful. I think, I'm more mathematical. I'm not a scientist, but I do enjoy science. It seems the way that my mind works. I like numbers. They make sense to me. That's the language that I speak. So I wouldn't have called myself a creative person. But then I came across the mentors that I needed to come across at those stages that I needed to come across them. And they really kind of opened me up to this ability to be creative and how calming a creative process can be, to really let your curiosity kind of grow. And whatever it is you're doing, whether it's creating something by painting or drawing or creating media or whatever it is, it's now become a practice of mine, although not an artist by any means. It's more for just really allowing my curiosity to flow. It's been a great practice. So I can totally relate to that. And I think it's great that you do that. Still on the personal side of things, we like to ask our light questions, which is, what do you do for fun? And you shared that with us. But something that people really look forward to hearing is the challenges in our life, because we all have challenges. The very best of us have challenges. All of us do. So if you'd be willing to share or describe a life challenge or a hardship in your life that you had to face, and now that you look back in hindsight, has certainly made you a better person. I look back on this challenge. It may have not been fun at the time, but if I didn't have that challenging moment in my life, I wouldn't be who I am today, kind of thing. Is there something you can share with us?
Yeah, for sure. As a moms, I have a challenges because the life balance is the first challenges everybody, especially women, have in businesses. It's not really easy. I have a teenager and a kid, and my kids come to my centers all the time to distinguish. It is my business. This is my life. It's not easy, and the kids' expectation, everything's. It's a big challenge for me for sure. Into my businesses, the pandemic was a great challenge for me because the business we open up in 2020, because whenever we open up in 2019, an investor comes like the idea, invest in my business, and we open up this one. It was really risky. It was at the pandemic. The people's was. I opened this ones at the middle of the challenge, and from the very first times, it helped me on the other sides to be right now to understand the customers. I worked in the hard times, so I can do in the right. I can do it. In my business, was that, but in my personally, this life balance it's a big one, and it's not easy to handle because open up a business just whenever it comes to your mind, it's so easy, just open it up, let's do this, let's do that. But behind the scene there are many things that you should take care of that you
Yes.
never think about it before. I think that back to 2019 that we open up with the idea, we come up with the idea, it was so easy, let's do it, just let's do a logo and go. But everybody who comes to me, because right now I'm a kind of business advisor to some other women, especially for the women, I said, think deeply about this and don't just be excited about the results. Don't imagine that, okay, I can do that. Yes, you can, but you should be aware of all of them. And besides, you have your own life as well, and you're not going to ruin that. So before going that, think about all of the items and be aware of them.
Yeah. So pandemic, challenging on the business side. For your personal side, it's the juggling of being a mother, having that schedule, being involved with your family and running the business. Those two things that you have found have helped you become a better version of yourself, but certainly have been challenging.
Yeah,
It's basically
exactly. Whenever you miss for example, your daughter's meeting, because
yeah,
you have the other thing is business, and you can't. Yeah, the kids is, it's
yeah,
not easy. It's not really easy.
yeah. No, I understand. Well, last couple of questions for you here, Tara. What is one thing that you wish our listeners knew about your business specifically, not necessarily about the educational industry, but about you? Maybe something that's different compared to other after class school programs?
Yeah. The things that we make us different from the other programs is the variety of activity that we offer. It is one thing that I really want to talk about is maybe we have many STEM centers. They are just focusing on robotic, and the other centers that they are doing art or whatever. And one of the challenge of the business exactly is that. But the concept of Hive5 and our mission is to provide a different programs for the kids. This 5 STEM. But in the art, we have visual art, we have sometimes we have the actings or other classes. So we have pottery. It's not everything is included in that one. And in our center, we offer the different programs. We have 5 rooms for 5 different programs. We have science room, arts room, robotic room, and we're trying our best for the kids to come in and try the different things and find their passion. All the times, whenever we offer any camps or programs, that it is, for example, a 1 week, every day they have one programs. So Monday they go to the science, and Tuesday trying art, and Thursday engineering, and then robotic, and then every Fridays we have a cooking. So this
Cooking too. Wow.
yeah, it is. From the very first day we have cooking, and it's one of the enjoyable program for the kids, because the reason is that we replace maths and cooking instead of math, because we can't do anything. We have to the games, but the mathematic is mostly we replace them because it was for fun. But at the same time, they learn measuring, they learn weighting, so the concept is still there. Anyway, yes, this variety of the programs is not easy to handle really. And the kids come, for example, on Monday they come in, they start science. Most of them say, science. It is art. Some of them thumbs up, some of them thumbs down. It's robotic. All the boys, yes, I like it. But at the end of the week, whatever I ask them, which program was best? Sometimes the girl said, I never go to the robotic, but it seems okay. And the boys, sometimes they don't want to put their foot into the art room because it's art for the girls. I never want to do it. But whenever they had some things, they tried. They said, oh my God, it is the parents surprised that the kids did it. So this is what we are doing. We ask all the kids to come try, because I believe that the passion comes after trying and challenging. You can't say, I like mathematics, I like this one, but you never try it. Try it. Okay, after trying it, you figure out it's not whatever you are looking for, but we should. And the childhood is the best time for trying everything, because you are free of anything. Your mind is free. So, but behind the scene of this program, this variety, we offer this variety. It seems simple to put them cooking, but behind them, the things that I'm doing, and I really want the audience to know that it's behind them, we have STEM teachers. It is the question that asked me a lot. Are your teachers ECE? Are your teachers? I said, no, my teachers are all STEM educated. Like me, I was a scientist that comes to this one. So I know already what happened in the industry, what concept it is. So I experienced that. Now I back to the childhood and trying to learn them in this way. For example, whenever we talk about a human body, that's my expertise in the science room. Whenever I told, okay, you look at their hairs, it's like a tree. There is a root. So whatever you eat comes to your hair. This is very simple for them, but sometimes a very complicated concept behind. In engineering, for example, last year we have developed the curriculum, but some engineers in Humber College, the friend of mine. In robotic, the same. I have the teachers that designing the program is in the industry, and it's actually my husband that it is the college professor, and it's IT man. So he knows already what happened in industry. And whenever we come in the back in Arduino and designing the project, he already knows that how in industry can be helpful for them. Right. So I really like them to don't look at the covers. The concept behind, as a scientist, I try always to have STEM teachers. I call them STEM teacher, but they're mostly educated ones. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we got a couple more minutes here. The last question. This is one that I'm most curious about. So we only do have a couple minutes left, but what kind of impact are you personally trying to leave on the world by doing what you're doing, Tara?
Oh, that's a good question. Every parents want to have a happy kids, and I'm the same. I want really to impact the impact that I'm looking for the kids to have, it's to enjoy learning. It's really important for the kids to don't think about the education as some things that they have to, something's enjoyable. We try our best to mix this fun concepts. For example, slime is so fun, but behind that there is a science. There is it behind it. By doing hands-on and by doing like this, we are trying to make education fun for the kids and learn them that it is for whole life you should learn. It's not just for you as a student. For your whole life, you should be flexible to learn new concepts and be flexible to enjoy. I hope that to be able to transfer this.
It's beautiful. I mean, really, I know that sounded simple, but if you and whoever else, us as a species, can help people enjoy learning, that is a life-changing skill. So I love that is your goal. All right, Tara, it was a pleasure. Before we wrap up, how can people find out about you? What's your address, your social medias, your phone number?
Yeah, for sure. We are located in Newmarket. It is the only location we have right now, and we are in Leslie Street. Is 17680 Leslie Street, Newmarket. We will be happy to see the new faces here, and for sure you can find it in our website hive5.ca, HIVE number 5.ca. So you can go to the website and find about the different programs, and even in the social media, it's you can find us with @Hive5 Kids in social media. We post regularly whatever we are doing in different programs, and simply you can call us at 437-335-5050. I'm Tara, and I really like to learn about the peoples around me, listen about them, and help them through the journey of education of the kids.
Beautiful. Well, I really appreciate you having on the show, Tara, and thank you for sharing all that you did. And personally, my takeaway is that impact. I'm happy that you're out there doing that. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jeff, for having me. And it was really a good time for me. I enjoyed that as well.
Pleasure. I'm happy to hear that.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Midhurst. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpmidhurst.com. That's gnpmidhurst.com or call 705-413-3775.